Hi, welcome to another video. So today, to one of my lucky subscribers, I'm giving away this development board. It's Mikroelektronika Easypic V7. So it does all the 8-bit microcontrollers. It comes with the 18F45K22 LCD display, graphic display with touchscreen. It's onboard programmer. So to put that into some context, if you're not using a development board and you're using Mikroelektronika's compiler, you'd need one of their external programmers, something like this. But this, don't need this, it's all on board. So many years ago I started with a Kit 2, a microcontroller on some breadboard and an external programmer. I had the Kit 2 and then I bought Micro Engineering Labs USB programmer. So I'm giving this away because it's been sat on top of this side-by-side fridge freezer behind me, just collecting dust. For those of you that follow me, you will appreciate I use the Easypic Fusion version 7 with the colour TFT. That's not to say you can't remove this and fit Mikroelektronika's colour screen with this microcontroller. You'll still get colour pictures. I've already done a demonstration video. You get colour TFT in here, run a code, just the pictures will be refreshed slowly. So if you live in the UK and you're after this development board, I'll ship it for nothing. If you're overseas, Europe or outside of Europe, I'd expect you to pay half the shipping costs. Using UPS, something like this is going to cost £35 or more to ship globally. So in case you're not familiar, it's got the 7-segment display up here. There's the crystal oscillator, a couple of potentiometers for the contrast of the LCD and GLCD, potentiometer for the ADC input, and all the port pins are brought out on these pins here. So I'm not giving away the compiler. The compiler, Micro C Pro for PIC, about $249 if you want their dongle, which is similar to this. This contains the license key to enable you to use the compiler. Having said that, you can download Mikroelektronika's Micro C Pro for PIC free of charge, or their Micro C Basic, or their Micro C Pascal, and you can program up to 2 kilobytes of program free of charge, without the need to buy a license key. The license keys are about an additional £50 on top of the compiler, so if you just want the license sent to your PC, it's about $50 cheaper. So over 30 years ago, to flash a few LEDs, I started with the NE555 timers, 741 op amps, that sort of stuff. Used a lot of CMOS logic chips, so a lot of the 4017 decade counter driver. I'd run a 555 signal into a 4017 and I'd have a daisy chain of a few LEDs running. So some 30 years later, I'm fascinated. When I first got this development board, I was fascinated I could do so much with LEDs, LCDs or graphic displays just with a couple of keystrokes. The benefit using Mikroelektronika software is they give you all the examples to get started. So as I was a novice, didn't have a clue about tris, registers, that sort of stuff. Bought this kit, never looked back. So this development board here in the UK costs about £120 including the VAT. And as I say, it's just sitting on my fridge freezer doing nothing. So if you're already using Mikroelektronika's Micro C Pro for PIC, Micro C Basic or Pascal, and you like a development board, let me know. Let me know what you can do with it and why you deserve it more than the next person. I don't want a sob story, just leave a couple of lines below. So I'm giving it away sooner than put it on eBay. If I put it on eBay, there'll be some buyer out there and they'll complain about a bit of dust and leave me negative feedback, something like that. So I'd sooner give it to someone more deserving. So as I say, I'm not giving the compiler away. You need your own compiler, but this will certainly save you over £100, or it will save you about $200. It's simply plugged into a printer lead, USB printer lead I'm not sure if I've got a spare one or not, so if you've got a USB to square printer lead, just plug that in there, swap the jumpers around, and it'll run off your USB. And that lead also programs it via the compiler. So I'll leave this open for a couple of weeks and then decide the worthy owner. And for those of you who do have one of Mikroelektronika's development boards, I've got an RTCC, so real-time clock calendar, micro click board, plugs in up here. So RTCC, MP3 click, which I've never used. I've got one on the Fusion version 7, but not really into developing MP3 and playing music on a development board. So that's an MP3 click. And you might have seen a video the other week. This is the GSM2 click. So putting a SIM card in the back, running Mikroelektronika's sample software, you can develop GSM software. If you're not familiar with the GSM, have a look at my previous video. So as I say, I'll decide who gets the development board, and the runner-up will get these 3 click boards. So if I turn this light off, this is Mikroelektronika's LED curtain software. This is about the maximum you can run without a USB dongle, without paying for the compiler. You could probably put a few words on the TFT, but not too much. And certainly you can put some bits on the LCD, play back with that. Anyway, so I wish you luck and thank you for subscribing.